My name is Persh, and today I would be discussing about a very important topic in computer networks, that is network addressing. So computer network basically involves three types of addresses, that is port address, IP address and MAC address. IP address identifies the identifies the process or service that you want to do. IP address identifies the network or the location where your computer is located. MAC address identifies the devices that are uniquely connected across the network. Now, let's look at some differences between IP address and MAC address. MAC stands for Media Access Control Address. IP address stands for Internet Protocol Address. MAC operates in data link layer. IP address operates in network layer. MAC operates on devices that are located in the physical layer. IP address, on the other hand, works in the logical layer. The devices connected across the MAC can be retrieved with the help of ARP protocol, whereas on the other hand, IP address, the devices working on the IP addresses can be retrieved via RARP protocol. MAC address is very difficult to retrieve by third-party applications, whereas IP addresses can easily be retrieved by third-party. MAC addresses cannot change over time with changing environment. On the other hand, IP addresses changes with the changing environment. So now look at some other basic differences in the following video. Let's dive more into it.
Okay, so let's first talk about the port addressing and IP addressing. Suppose we have two computers, named the sender and the receiver, with names A and P. Here, A and P represents the IP address of the sender computer and the receiver computer. Suppose we have three processes running in the sender computer, namely process 1, 2 and 3, which are assigned with port addresses A, B and C. And in the receiver computer, we also have two processes, namely 1 and 2, with port addresses J and K. Suppose now we want to send the data that is being processed in port number A of the sender computer to here, that is the port number J of the receiver computer. So what basically happens is the application layer of the sender computer generates the data that is being processed from the data that is running on the port address of the sender computer A. From there, the data is being sent to the transport layer. I am ignoring the presentation and the session layer here because the intention here is to understand the port addressing, MAC addressing and the IP addressing. So in the transport layer, the port address of the source and the destination port address are added. So here the port address is the sender's port address is A and the receiver's port address is J. After this content is being added in the transport layer, this entire content is being sent to the network layer, where in the network layer the IP address of the source and the destination are respectively added, which I have represented A and B. So A is the IP address of the sender computer and P is the IP address of the destination computer. After from the network layer, the data is being sent to the data link layer, where the two more fields are being added. So the two fields here being added are the MAC address in the header and error rated information in the trailer. I am ignoring the error rated information here because they wouldn't be needed here. So H2 is basically the destination and the source MAC addresses. After the content is being generated in the data link layer, it is then converted to zeros and ones and it being routed over the internet over and over other routers, and it then reaches the receiver's computer. So here in the data link layer, the receiver computer knows that here it contains the destination MAC address, here it contains the destination's IP address, and here it contains the destination port number. So here, that after it is reached the application layer, the data that was being sent from the sender of the data that was being processed in the port number A of the sender is then sent to the port number J of the receiver computer with IP address P. To make things easy to understand here, I have used the source port number and the address port number as A and J, but in reality the source destination port number will be in 16 bits. In IPv4 it will be of 32 bits and in IPv6 it will be of 128 bits. Similarly, to make things easy to understand, I have mentioned the MAC addresses as H2, but in reality it would be of 48 bits. Okay, so let's now talk about IP addressing and MAC addressing. Previously we have discussed about port addressing, but here we won't be needing any ports, so I have not dealt with the ports over here. So here again we have two computers, sender and receiver. The sender has the IP address A and the receiver has the IP address B along with MAC address 10 and 95. Again, for simplicity, I haven't used the real IP addresses and MAC addresses. In reality, IP addresses would depend upon whether it is IPv4 or IPv6, and MAC addresses are of size 48 bits. But for simplicity, I have represented them like this. So here again, we need to send the data from sender computer A to the receiver computer B. So what happens over here, the data is being generated in the application layer and is then transported to the transport layer, which I haven't dealt in this part, and then it transports to the network layer. In the network layer, two contents are being added, that is A and B, which are the IP addresses of the sender and the receiver computer respectively. And afterward, from the network layer, it is then sent to the data link layer, where the MAC addresses of the destination and the source addresses are added. But if you have observed, 10 is the MAC address of the source computer, but 20 is not the destination MAC address. The reason being, in computer networking, we will not try to communicate using MAC addresses. We will leave the computer networking to take care of the MAC address. We will always communicate with other devices with the help of names or IP address. So if I give you an example, okay, so to demonstrate what I have told you just now, I will be calling Google by its name. So I would be typing www.google.com. See, then the page is loaded, and if I switch back again to Yahoo and then call Google by its IP address, so this is the IP address 172.217.7.23. This is the IP address of Google, and you can see it again. Google have loaded. So we always call any site by its name or the IP address, and we won't use MAC addresses. Okay, so to coming back to our topic again, so I have told you that we won't be using the MAC address of the receiver. So what this computer does is that it knows the default gateway for entering the other networks. So the nearest router, the adjacent router to which is the router 1, and so this is the destination address of the router 1, so it mentions it over here. So it then passes over to the local LAN, and then it reaches the router over here. This router checks the datagram that it has received over here, and it checks in the data link layer that yes, this is the destination this is the destination that the packet was yet to come, and so it then opens up the network layer and it checks that here P is the IP address of the destination, but here F is the IP address of it. So it knows that this packet is not for this router, and so it sends it forward with changed destination and MAC address, with changed source MAC address. So here the destination MAC address was 99, so it is mentioned over here, and then sorry, this was the source, and the destination MAC address over here is 33, so it changes it. So this packet then transfers again to the adjacent MAC address, adjacent LAN, and then it passes to router 2, and in this way it reaches to the receiver's address. And since routers take decision based on only IP addresses, so it knows that P is the receiver's IP address, and it recognizes that this packet was for this computer. Now, if you would be wondering, what if this receiver wants to send back a response to the sender? So that's not a big deal. What they basically does is they basically switch the destination and source MAC address along with the IP addresses. So this is basically switched, and this whole process repeats itself again, and in this way a response is sent back to the sender. I hope you have a good sound knowledge of what addressing and networking looks like. This was all from it. Thank you.
Okay, so that's all for now. I hope you now have a better understanding of what port address, MAC address and IP address are and how they function in the network addressing. I hope you like this video. Thank you.